one of history's most iconic moments. The first step on the moon, that giant leap watched by billions on television. But behind that step, there was a life-or-death struggle measured in mere seconds. The Apollo 11 lunar landing was, in fact, almost a complete disaster. Today, we go behind the scenes of that triumphant moment to the breathtaking, untold story, from the control room in Houston to the cramped cockpit of the lunar module. Those critical minutes. The year is 1969. The space race is at its peak. The target, the moon. Commander Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins set out to achieve humanity's greatest dream. The mission, Apollo 11. After a journey of millions of miles, on July 20th, the most critical phase begins, the lunar landing. The lunar module, Eagle, separates from the command module, Columbia. Armstrong and Aldrin begin their descent towards the moon's Sea of Tranquility. Below, Houston. Above, Collins waiting alone. The whole world holds its breath. At first, everything seems to be going smoothly. But then, those nerve-wracking alarms begin. The computer, Eagle's brain, is sounding alarms due to overload. Can't keep up with its tasks. This is a problem that endangers the landing, one that could end the mission. Armstrong and Aldrin's heartbeats quicken. All eyes are on Houston. What will happen? Will the landing be aborted? On the ground, in Houston Control, they're racing against the clock. Flight Director Gene Kranz and his team have to make a decision. And at that moment, young engineer Steve Bales steps in. With a quick analysis, he says the alarms are not critical, that the computer can continue with priority tasks, and gives that historic command, go. The landing continues. But the real nightmare is just beginning. While struggling with the stress of the alarms, Armstrong looks out the window and freezes. The autopilot is taking the module straight towards a crater filled with huge boulders. It's impossible for Eagle's delicate landing gear to land here. That's when the instincts and skill of a test pilot kick in. Armstrong, with unshakable composure, instantly takes over control. He disengages the autopilot and starts flying Eagle manually, like a helicopter. His eyes frantically search for a safe, flat area. But time is running out. And most importantly, fuel is running low. The voice from Houston sends shivers down their spines. Only 60 seconds of fuel left. Armstrong schemes over the boulders at the last moment. Aldrin is shouting out altitude and velocity data. The fuel gauge is approaching zero. The warning from Houston is even more terrifying. This means it's their last chance to land. If they can't land within 30 seconds, they'll have no choice but to crash into the moon. While millions of people are waiting for the historic moment on screen, the two men in the cockpit are literally fighting for their lives. And there it is, just beyond the crater, a small but flat area. Armstrong makes his final maneuvers. The module slowly descends. The landing legs touch the lunar soil. That small blue light illuminates in the cockpit. Contact light. A few seconds later, the engines fall silent. That momentary, profound silence. And then that voice. The sentence the whole world was waiting for, etched into history, comes from Neil Armstrong. Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed. In Houston Mission Control, applause, tears, hugs. An indescribable moment of relief and triumph after incredible tension. That's one small step for man. One giant leap for mankind. Yes, the step was giant. But seconds before that step, one of humanity's greatest achievements could have turned into one of its greatest tragedies. Computer alarms, the wrong landing site, dwindling fuel, and a commander's incredible piloting. The Apollo 11 landing was not just a technological triumph, but also a triumph of right decisions made under pressure, composure, and human perseverance. What happened that day in the moon's Sea of Tranquility reminds us how fine a line success walks, and the importance of not losing hope even in the most critical moments. If this incredible story inspired you, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on these kinds of historical moments, science, and space adventures. Share your thoughts about Apollo 11 or the moment that impressed you most in the comments below. See you in the next video.